What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. If you're just watching this on the replay, feel free to skip ahead 30, 50 seconds. You guys know the drill. Just got to add in the thumbnail here. Hopefully you guys hear me and everything. I'm sorry for coming at you with Thursday back at school. And, oh, are we good? Are we still in the air? My computer is still, I hope that we're still up. Everything's glitching like crazy. I apologize about this. I don't know why my internet is so bad. I don't understand. But yeah, today is the first day back at school. To say the least, I'm not thrilled to be back there. I could go on a whole rant about school, and I already have in a video. But I don't think I have the brain capacity right now to go on a whole rant about school. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the education system. I don't want to come at you guys with some depressing ass energy. I want to look at that. Let me know. What's up, Mark? Hey, God bless you, Mark. I appreciate you. Says nice haircut. Thank you. At first, I was a little bit nervous. I was sitting in the barber's chair, and I was like, ooh, I got the haircut like the day before school came back, or like the day before school came back. So I was nervous. I'm always nervous in the barber shop. I have a feeling that something's going to go really wrong. But no, I think it went decent. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hello, Lori. God bless you. I hope you're doing well. Okay, it's nice to see everybody. I'm cutting in and out. Yeah, my computer's really bad. Not my computer, my internet's really bad. Guys, type a 1 in the chat if you hear me right now. That's so funny. I'm home alone right now, too. I got my door wide open. Nobody else is on the internet. So, I don't understand why I'm cutting in and out. Hello, Pam, Pauline. Okay, thank you guys for letting me know that I'm cutting in and out. Yeah, that's true, Mark. That's the thing about hair. It always grows back. That's facts. Better now? Okay. Whew, I'm happy to hear that. I always get so nervous when people start saying that my stream's going bad. Pauline, I appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, today we're taking a look at a documentary. Sorry for the long intro, everybody watching on the replay. We're taking a look at a documentary titled They Want You to Consume. Let me know if you guys have been liking this type of content. I've been talking about GMO foods, estrogen in your tap water, all that stuff. So yeah, this is another video about how they want you to consume and how the stuff that you're eating on a day-to-day basis is not good for you. Yeah, I've done a couple streams on this, looking at the same guy, Jake Tran's documentaries. Let me know if you guys like this type of content. I think it's valuable. I think it's good information. I think it's stuff that nobody really talks about. Like you'll never hear this stuff talked about on mainstream media. Let's just keep it real. You won't. Phyllis, I appreciate that. It says, looks good, my dear. God bless and keep up the good work. We love you. Thank you so much for that, Phyllis. Yeah, I need your guys' good energy today. Like I said, first day back at school, so not really feeling that at all. Got to go back and be around a bunch of people that I don't necessarily... I mean, obviously, I got my friends, and I love to see them. But there's a lot of weird people in schools. That's every school, though. There's just a lot of people that are just, like, not on the same, like, wavelength, so... I don't know, not a fan of school whatsoever, but that's a whole side rant. I already made a video titled, If You Hate School, Watch This Video. I recommend you guys go watch that, because one of my favorite videos I've ever done. But I'm sorry for the rants. I'm going to try to come at you guys with some good energy. I want to be sure I'm uplifting people's moods and not stealing your guys' energy to uplift my own mood. No, there's no fires where I am. I honestly have not really been keeping track of that. That's kind of my bad. But no, Victoria and Vancouver Island, I believe, is fine. Pretty much all the smoke is cleared out, which means that fires around our area are probably done now, because if they weren't, then there'd still be a lot of smoke. You remember my school rant? Yeah, that was one of my favorite videos, and that's one of my most controversial videos. A lot of people did not like that, but I was speaking from the heart, so that's what matters. Now I'm going to pull up this documentary. Enough rambling. I need you guys to share this video out, titled They Want You to Consume. I forgot to add in my thumbnail. I'm so scatterbrained today. How many kids in my class? It's like a half day, so I didn't actually go really any classes except for homeroom. I'd say there's about 20 in my homeroom. I didn't go to actually any classes, which I'm grateful for. I'm very grateful to be home right now, because school's only like an hour and a half today, which is incredible. Okay, thumbnail's up. I really hope I'm not lagging or anything annoying like that, because, yeah, I'm just not in the mood for that at all. Can't deal with that. I got some really big interviews that I'm looking at lining up. I'm not sure if you guys know who Loza Alexander is. He is a conservative rapper. He's got some pretty big hits. I'm looking at getting him on the show, which would be pretty sweet. He just made a new song titled Free Trump, and it has over 200,000 views on YouTube. So, yeah, looking at getting him on the show. Also, what's his name? Josh Alexander. He's close to my age. That's still going to happen. I know I talked to you guys about that. It's been a while, but we're still going back and forth, and it is going to happen eventually, so stay tuned. Okay, enough rambling. Holy, I've been rambling today. Let's hop into this. I need you guys to let me know. Type a 1 in the chat if you could hear the video. And once again, you can support the channel via super chats, stars on Facebook if you wish. All of that is very, very greatly appreciated. It helps me keep doing what I'm doing because this is my job. I don't have any other time for a job if I want to keep doing this. So super chats go a very long way. God bless you guys. Type a 1 if you guys... There's already a 1 and I haven't even clicked play. Look at this. Surely. I guess you're maybe referring to like if you could hear me or not. But no, type a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear the video I'm about to play and that there's no audio issues.
So you're Procter & Gamble in the mid-1800s.
Guys, I messed up. I forgot to click a setting. I'm sorry about that. I can't even hear it. Here I am asking if you guys can hear it. I can't even hear it. That's my bad, folks. Hey, it's all good. You guys have the highest attention span on all of YouTube. My audience has the highest attention span on the internet. Like, you guys could actually stay and watch, even if I'm just rambling about stuff that you're maybe not interested in. You guys stay and watch, and that's part of the reason I love you guys. Okay, now let me know if you guys can hear it. Oh, now it's lagging. Come on, now?
You've been making a decent living selling candles and soap made from fat for a few decades now. But come 1870 and things are getting tough.
Okay, 1 in the chat if you can hear it. Again, I want to give credit to the documentary maker. His name is Jake Tran. So, yeah, Jake Tran. I want to make sure I'm giving credit where it's due. And let's see these 1s. Okay, we got a 1 from Linda, 1 from Making Do. Okay, that means it's probably good then. I trust you guys. Come on, internet.
There's an economic downturn and you really don't want to end up on the streets like these schmucks. So you quickly swap out animal fat in your soaps for a cheaper alternative, palm oil. You call your new creation Ivory Soap, and you market it as a pure alternative to all those nasty fat-based soaps your competitors are manufacturing. And people love Ivory Soap becomes the #1 soap used by hundreds of thousands of people all around the world. And since you're manufacturing it from cheap coconut and palm oil, you're making more money than ever. But then you start thinking, we save a ton of money switching from expensive fat to cheap coconut and palm oil. But what if there was an even cheaper oil we can use in our soap? Even cheaper oil equals more profits. So you start experimenting with cottonseed oil. What?
Cutting in and out, says Linda on Facebook. Guys, let me know if you could hear it well. Let me know if we're cutting in and out. That's probably why the viewers isn't going too crazy right now. Also people at work, but yeah, I apologize if it's a glitchy feed. I actually don't know what I could do. I'm going to talk to my parents about getting a better internet. Please let me know if that's just Linda experiencing that or if the video's cutting out for you guys. ACB says yeah. Yeah, that's so frustrating for me because I don't know what I could do about it. Like, nobody else is on the internet. Like I said, I'm home alone. I don't understand why it would be bad. The only thing using my internet right now is my computer to stream. I don't know. Choppy? Okay. I don't know. Hopefully it gets better. I'm sorry.
Is cottonseed oil, you may ask? Haven't you heard about it before? That's because cottonseed oil was only used as an industrial oil for lubricating machines and stuff, and it's highly toxic, causing things like infertility problems, liver damage, respiratory problems, and loss of appetite. But whatever, let's just work with it. All you have to do is find a way to remove the toxin gossip pull from the oil that turn this permanently liquid oil into a solid, and you will be golden. Compared to coconut oil, cottonseed oil was dirt cheap. So you hire a chemist named Edwin Kaiser to try to figure out a way to get around that little toxicity issue with cottonseed oil. And boom, Edwin Kaiser pulls through, comes up with a chemical process.
Alright, is it a little bit better now? I don't know, I see my viewer count just plummeting. That's so frustrating because like I actually got some good stuff to share, but if you guys can't even hear what I'm sharing, that's just such a shame. Type a 1 in the chat if it's a little bit better. Or no, type a 2 because I have a lot of 1s already. Throw a 2 in there if it's a tad bit better at least. Man, that's so frustrating. You guys have no idea how annoying that makes me when my internet is not going good. Okay, we got a 2. VK Travelog says I could hear you. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. All right, man. I'm sorry, guys. I really do apologize if it's buffering. Yeah, I don't know. What is my CPU? I don't know. I don't know anything about computers. I don't know. Maybe I should look into that. But yeah, it's good to know that you guys can hear me. Hopefully the video's good.
Hydrogenation essentially turns this highly toxic liquid oil into solid gold. You can see it now. Your cottonseed oil innovation would change the world of toiletries for. But that's not all. As you sat back and took in the glorious bar of solid oil in front of you, something hits you. See, unlike today where pretty every single family cooks with vegetable oils in their kitchen, back then every housewife cooked with real animal fats. They cooked with animal fat in the form of lard. Lard that was very pricey. So you thought to yourself, wait a minute, doesn't this solid form of cottonseed oil remind you of lard? Why don't we offer it as a cheaper alternative to lard? People would love it. And so Crisco was born.
Really crisp, not greasy. Sure, the crisp goes in the ice because Crisco oil stays in the pan. All the oil? Almost. Watch. I'll measure the Crisco oil, fry these potatoes, and... Oh, Crisco oil stays in the pan.
And you poured everything you had into a marketing campaign. A marketing campaign to inculcate the masses switching from natural animal fat to this industrial food product that started out as toxic. Crisco was new, it was fresh, it was so much cheaper than real nasty animal fat. I mean, come on! What sounds better to you, nasty fat animal lard or Crisco? There was simply no competition. So within just a few years, America became hooked on Crisco. You thought to yourself, why just stop at cottonseed oil? There are so many oils out there. So throughout the years, this same hydrogenation process used to turn cottonseed oil into a solid would also be used in soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, grapeseed oil, and many other industrial vegetable oils. There, that has a nice healthy ring to it.
You know, what PR room came up with the word vegetable oil? They're not made from vegetable oils. Vegetables, like broccoli or anything, they're made from beans.
So grapeseed oil, like any of these grain and seed oils like corn oil, canola oil, which comes from the rapeseed plant, soybean oil, they're referred to sometimes within the food industry as RBD oil, refined, bleached, and deodorized oils. Yeah, because they have like these these harsh, bitter flavors, right?
Yeah, it's actually so hard to avoid this too. I know I say this every stream, but it's like, how do you get around this? There's all this types of oil, like seed oil, vegetable oil, whatever. All this stuff is pretty much in everything. Everything that I love to eat, everything I actually enjoy eating, it's in it all. So I don't know how I could get around it. I do try my best though, because it is important.
Some of them, like the rapeseed, contain toxins like urusic acid.
They might want to change the name of that seed.
Yeah, right.
Seem like a rude way.
Yeah.
You know, you want to murder fruit? No. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why is it rapeseed?
Exactly.
And it worked. By 19, almost every restaurant in the US switched over to using these cheaper seed oils in their fryers. And by 3, Americans were consuming an average of 30 grams of seed oils per day compared to 2 grams in 1909. And for you as Procter & Gamble, life couldn't be better. You were making millions. But then something happened that would turn your fairy tale into a nightmare. The studies started coming out, showing that polysaturated fat found in vegetable oils turns into a varnish-like substance in the intestines, like this kind of varnish. That vegetable oil is linked to high rates of cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and heart disease. And oils are not natural like their names want you to think. They get stored deep in our tissues and brain. So everyone around with old toxic oil in their bodies, slowly inching them towards disease.
These fats also integrate your body. You are what you eat, right? And this is especially true for the kinds of fats that we consume.
Any polyunsaturated fat you give a pig is ending up in its fat. Any polyunsaturated fat that you eat is ending up in our fat tissue.
This is how much natural fats from things like beef, pork, dairy have been in our diet since 1960. This line is for vegetable oils, and this line is the obesity rates.
I'm just gonna leave that on the screen for a little while. That's crazy. That's so disgusting.
Procter & Gamble fooled us all. Procter & Gamble and all these other companies fooled us into throwing away perfectly fine natural fats that came from real animals in exchange for these food products. Food products that started out as toxic industrial waste. And yet we willingly take the bite every single day. Popular Science wrote, quote, what was garbage in 1860 was fertilizer in 1870, cattle feed in 1880, and table food and many things else in 1890, end quotes. But today industrial seed oils are found everywhere. From fast food to restaurant kitchens to crackers, chips, candy, vegetable puffs, granola bars, and milks. You and your family probably have some in your pantry right now. The seed oil industry oiled up America. They oiled up the world. They're raking in $250 billion every year from it at your expense. Stay dangerous, subscribe for more, and this is the evil business of seed oils.
Crisco oil won.
It's nice to know you can trust Crisco oil to fry chicken that doesn't taste greasy.
Today, I try my best to cut out all seed oils from my diet, and something I've also started obsessing longevity, living healthier.
A question for you, is olive oil okay? Because I use olive oil when I'm making eggs, just to, like, put it in a pan. I don't know, that's how my dad taught me to make eggs. Is olive oil okay to eat? Cryptomeria says, stop making me hungry. This isn't making me hungry, this is almost making me lose my appetite. Kind of, I don't know, I just ate. I'm hungry again, I'm on a bulk. But yeah, let me know about olive oil, if it's okay to eat or not. Hopefully it is, because I use it a lot. I hope it's good. Oh, come on, computer, you could do it. You could do it. You could do it.
Reversing aging. And this is that longevity research has exploded over the past few years, and researchers have actually found real supplements that you can take that have been shown to decrease aging. People like Claire, you know that he takes something NMN and resveratrol. That's because taking these two things increases something called NAD+ in your body. NAD+ is insanely important for your longevity because it helps with things like DNA repair, energy metabolism, chondrial function, so you definitely want to supplement it. I was ready to buy some, but the problem was, I didn't know what brand to trust, because the supplement is super sketchy. Sure, you can pick some up on Amazon, but how do you know how much actual NMN is in there, or if it's been tested for toxic metals, or if it was made in China? That's why when I found out about Verso from the Concrete Pop, big fan,
Alright, it looks like there's an ad right now. Should we skip to the ad? Like, okay, all you guys are saying olive oil is good. I'm very relieved to hear that because I use it a lot. It's good to hear that olive oil is good. Okay, I'm going to skip this ad right here. Again, if you want to help support the channel, super chats and stars on Facebook go a very long way. Obviously, nobody is obligated to super chats or anything like that, but this is my job, so in order to keep this being my job, that all helps out a ton. I just want to make sure I'm throwing that out there because I know we got new viewers constantly coming and going, and I hope that that doesn't turn anybody off from the channel. But yeah, if I want to keep doing this full time, I got to make an income. But yeah, just want to throw that out there. Hopefully I went far enough in this video, so I just skipped a sponsorship. Unless you guys want to hear about a sponsorship, let me know. I don't know, I gotta just skip. If you guys want to watch it, you could watch it on your own, I guess. Jake Tran is his channel.
Wait until your work gets better.
Crisco first hit grocery shelves in 1911 going in, and your marketing teams knew they couldn't just let the ingredients speak for themselves. You had to convince the American public that eating a chemically solidified slab of cottonseed that previously could have rendered you infertile was not only normal, but better for you. You had to convince the public that it was even better than butter. So to achieve this feat, you were gonna have to launch one of the most epic advertising campaigns in history. To do that, you hired J. Walter Thompson, a legendary full-service ad agency created by the American advertising pioneer by the same name. J. Walter Thompson was actually the very first full-service ad agency in America as well, right away. They mailed samples of Crisco to restaurants and grocery stores. They handed out Crisco fried donuts in the street. They gave away free Crisco cookbooks with every purchase, which all sound like standard marketing tactics today, but back then it was nothing short of revolutionary. You tell the writers at the agency to say Crisco is digestible. Although you had no scientific proof of this, it sure does sound good. And you make sure that no one ever mentions the word cottonseed, because that would just remind people of soap and machinery lubricant and not you would want to consume. The only thing on the ingredients list is 100% shortening. And if anyone ever asks what shortening is, you say it's made from vegetables. In reality, seed is a seed. But sure, I guess you could technically call it a vegetable if you really wanted to. It grows on cotton plants, doesn't it? And vegetables also plants. So it's basically the same thing. And all of this mislabeling and misinformation was happening at the perfect history because detailed FDA wouldn't be mandated until the late 60s. So for 50 sweet years, you could say Crisco was whatever you wanted.
Oh, and look what Crisco do for pie. Makes my pie flaky as all get out. Cause I get out my pan.
To make these light and golden Christmas cookies, butter flavored Crisco is the recipe.
And within just a few short years, Crisco officially.
I think the stream's starting to lag again. I just got a thing. Mark says, man, I remember some of those Crisco commercials. That's cool. That's cool to hear that you remember this from, I guess, your childhood. I personally never heard of Crisco before. I don't know. Maybe I'm too young. Okay, let me know if the stream quality is good. I just got a little thing saying the connection's bad. Again, I apologize about the connection.
The American baker's best friend. But why stop there? Why not use our Crisco expertise to expand your product line even more?
Betsy, what are you? Don't use Crisco oil, Mom. There's new Crisco oil. New oil?
After World War II, Procter & Gamble experimented with partial hydrogenation. So instead of turning cottonseed oil into liquid, they just kind of stopped halfway, leaving it as a liquid, while still removing all the toxic chemicals, color, and bad smells. Oil, disgusting animal fat. Restaurants loved it because they didn't have to keep changing the oil in their fryers. They could just keep it. It just never went bad. What a miracle, right? Nabisco and Kraft loved it because they on warehouse shelves for months and months and still be crunchy. And during this new era of hydrogenated oils, Procter & Gamble ditched the rancid cottonseed oil that they collected from cotton farms for an even cheaper alternative.
Sorry for all the pauses. I just want to make sure you guys can see the video. It's saying that the connection is really, really bad. Mark Gatton is livid that I've never heard of it. He's shocked. Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of a lot of things that people talk about. There's a funny comment here. Can't be too young. There's a website, Tyson Hockley's net worth. Yeah, apparently there's a website that has my net worth on it. My dad just sent me a text with it like a week ago or a couple days ago. That's kind of funny. There's literally a website out there now. It's called like famestat.com or something, and it says my alleged net worth. That's kind of funny. Okay, please let me know if you guys hear the video good and if it's all right. Mark, I'm sorry, you're not the first person who said that this video is making you hungry. I apologize for that, Mark. I hope that you've got some food nearby. I apologize about that. But yeah, no, I hope you guys are getting value from this video. We're about halfway in. Please let me know if the stream is still running smooth. Please be sure to smash that like button and share this video like crazy. Oh, come on. Play.
The leftover rancid soybean oil from animal feed. So we went from using real animal fat to coconut and palm oil to cottonseed oil to now using a waste product from animal feed production. You know, the stuff that isn't even fit for animals to. Now that sounds yummy. So now Crisco products no longer contain cottonseed oil. No, that's far too luxurious for the masses. Now Crisco only contains soybean oil, and your empire can continue to grow.
Today, oil is remarkably clear, remarkably light, so you taste your fish, not our oil, and there's no cholesterol.
Deliciously, the oil's so light it sets the flavor free.
But then just like Crisco's lard alternative, scientists started telling the world just how bad these hydrogenated oils were for you, and so the war began.
It's new Crisco oil. You're gonna love eating light.
Baby, you're the one who put the healthy in my healthy appetite.
With all this talk of vegetable oils being the new frontier, scientists all over America started getting suspicious. Can oil this process be good for you? And if it was, why didn't we think of it first? So they headed for the labs. And what they found was not flattering for you. One group of scientists found that although replacing animal fats with vegetable oils did lower cholesterol by 13%, it also made you twice as likely to die from cancer. Another group replaced animal fats with vegetable oils in the diets of men who had a history of heart disease and discovered that the ones who ate vegetable oil had a higher chance of dying. This wasn't exactly music to your ears, but you also weren't too worried about a few nerds in the lab. Because even though scientists were telling the world how bad vegetable oils were for your health, you had already formed a secret alliance with the one organization that mattered most, the American Heart Association, or AHA.
If you took all the cigarettes in the world and laid them end to end, you would never have time to smoke a single one. Now, isn't that a great idea?
See, in the 40s and 50s, the American Heart Association wasn't the huge nonprofit it is today. Back then, heart disease in the American Heart Association wasn't exactly a big deal to most Americans. But you knew the truth about your cheap oils would eventually be revealed, so you went on the offensive. In 1949, you chose the American Heart Association to receive a $1.5 million prize from a national radio competition that you happened to be the sponsor of. $1.5 million in 1949 would be the equivalent of $19 million today. A huge paycheck for a relatively unknown organization like the AHA. Generous, right? And it helped them go national overnight. The AHA now had all the power and resources it would ever need to influence the masses. What direction would it influence the masses in? Well, these scientists are humans at the end of the day. Humans that would like to maintain their prestigious titles and positions if possible. So if the AHA wanted me to keep rolling in, it would be in their best interest to maybe not badmouth vegetable oils. It would maybe be in their best interest to paint vegetable oils in the best light possible.
And then they, of course, as we know, they got a huge boost when the American Heart Association started recommending polyunsaturated vegetable oils to replace saturated fats. And this was a tremendous vegetable oil industry.
So thanks to your new propaganda arm, you, the seed oil industry, finally had free reign to market your oils as good for your heart and overall health. So you went around advertising all the upsides of the scientific studies we mentioned earlier. That seed oils lower cholesterol by 13%, that they're way healthier than butter, that they're so clear and white there's no way you could doubt their purity.
Get new Crisco oil. You're gonna love life.
But that wasn't all, because in 1961, a study would be released by the AHA that would forever change the way Americans thought about vegetable oil. The study was done by a famous physiologist named Ansel Keys, and it said that animal fats like butter actually raise cholesterol, and high cholesterol causes heart attacks. His solution? Replace your thick, disgusting animal fat with vegetable oils because of their proven ability to lower cholesterol by 13%. And the world ate up. And with that, the seed oil industry had achieved something staggering. What was garbage in 1860 was fertilizer in 1870, cattle feed in 1880, table food and many things else in 1890, and now what's the hottest new health food in 1961. And oh, have we paid the price.
Here's Crisco cooking up fries, and cause most of it cooked, there's no oily taste. Here it isn't, no oily taste, it's true, so you cook.
The process of hydrogenation made your vegetable oils edible, but there was a caveat. See, during the hydrogenation process, a new type of created. Trans fat. You could call this fat man-made frankenfat. In general, trans fat is considered the worst produced through the hydrogenation process.
These polyunsaturated fats, as I mentioned, the oils that are rich in them have trans fats, which we know are not friendly to your cardiovascular system. They're not friendly to your brain. Higher consumption of trans is associated with higher risk for developing Alzheimer's disease and worse memory function, even in the young and healthy.
The potential is that every single day, all of us in the Western world, if we're eating excess oils, excess polyunsaturated fat, specifically linoleic.
Cryptomurus, you were unpacking this well, Tyson. I don't know if that's sarcastic because I haven't really been talking over this. I'm taking it in. I can't lie, I'm tired. I got 0 sleep last night, man. I don't know if this is sarcastic or not. Yeah, I know. People get mad at me when I pause the documentary, so they're probably gonna get mad at me for this. Or maybe I'm just interpreting that wrong. I don't know.
Acid. We are driving adipocytes that winter is coming. Get fat, stay fat.
Whoa.
And by the 1980s, all those pesky scientists that keep trying to debunk your healthy oil claims were getting really concerned about these artificial trans fats. In 1990, 2 Dutch scientists released a study revealing that artificial trans fats actually raise your cholesterol even more than animal fats do, causing a huge risk for coronary heart disease. This was not what you and your other vegetable oil giants wanted to hear, so you tried to fight science with science. In 1994, a group of edible oil manufacturers funded Joseph Judd, a scientist from the US Department of Agriculture, to try to prove that trans fats didn't cause heart disease, but it didn't work. Joseph ended up with the same results as the Dutch scientists. And this finally caused the FDA to finally pressure the seed oil industry to at least label how much trans fats are in yours. As simple as the request seemed, you really didn't want to do it. Why? Because your Crisco shortening contains 50% trans fat. And according to the studies, if just 2% of your daily fat intake comes from trans fat, your risk of heart disease goes up by 23%.
Wow.
People heart attack on their morning toast. The FDA's
That's wild.
to make trans public could end you. So what did you do? You reformulated. You went to none other than Monsanto, the company behind Agent Orange, GMOs, seed licensing, which practically makes them the company in the world's food supply. Watch our private documentary on Monsanto by clicking that join button below, and you ask Monsanto to create a genetically modified soybean that doesn't produce artificial trans fats in the hydrolysis process. What, did anyone really think you were gonna learn from your and go back to a healthier, more expensive oil source? Don't be silly. Thanks to Monsanto's GMO genius, you got what you wanted. Now all your packages sported a big red stamp saying zero trans fat, so everyone knew you were the good guy now. The guy out for everyone's health. But there's just one last secret. One last loophole you used to rebrand into a health-conscious alternative fat brand. See, when the FDA announced in 2003 that you guys had to put trans fat content on your labels, you were actually still allowed to say zero trans fat as long as the product didn't have more than 0.5 grams per serving, according to the FDA's rules. The key word here is per serving. So if 1 tablespoon of Crisco has 12 grams of fats, and 0.5 grams of that is artificial trans fat, then 8.3% of the fat content is trans fat. And that study said if 2% of the fat you eat is trans fat, it could cause a 23% increase in heart disease. I know, it's enough to make an oil tycoon's head spin. But this still wasn't the end. You needed to ride the 0 grams of trans fat wave for as long as possible before your time finally ran out.
Today we're going to talk about eliminating toxic seed oils.
And margarine is terrible for you.
Vegetable oil.
Yeah,
So,
and now people...
shout out to Joe Rogan for always speaking the truth about a lot of these issues. A lot of the stuff that I find out is from Joe Rogan podcast. That's a wonderful podcast, by the way. I love Joe Rogan's podcast. I've been diving into that a lot recently. He's got some really good guests on. Really good.
No, what's really good for you is grass-fed butter is actually not bad for you at all.
The more I dig into it, the more I believe this is the center of human chronic health issues.
The year is 2015, and the FDA has officially banned artificial trans fats from all foods, giving everyone until 2018 to get them completely out of their products, except the 0.5 grams per serving because we all need a little wiggle room. This is why you'll still see Crisco sitting on grocery store shelves, 5 grams of fat missing from their nutrition label. And even though shortening is way less popular than it was in the 60s and 70s, it's still available. People are still using it in online cooking videos.
High fructose corn syrup is not helping anything, but I think it's important for people to understand that that might not be the only villain, and that a lot of people might get rid of the sugar but then continue eating processed food or hummus or oil or chips from the store that are cooked in soybean oil and not understand it. And this could be a lot of the disease.
Wow, chips in the store cooked in soybean oil. That's crazy. I actually read the ingredients of everything now to make sure there's no soy. A lot of the Doritos flavors I found actually didn't have soy, but the sweet chili ones did have soy, I saw. I don't know. You guys would have to definitely read that for yourselves. I'm pretty sure, what was it? The purple bag was soy-free of Doritos, which, I mean, there's still a lot of other crap in there, which is not good to eat. It was a once in an occasion. It was a once type of time, 80% healthy, 20%... whatever you like. That's my rule.
Seeing in a really subtle way.
Some restaurants have molded their entire business structure around these cheap, long-lasting oils. Even In-N-Out, the legendary burger chain in the West Coast of America, proudly proclaims that their French fries are only fried in 100% sunflower oil. And because the label says trans fat free, we think it's okay to eat. At least it's better than before, right? Well, these trans fat free oils actually might be worse than their high trans fat counterparts. Studies are coming out on the dangerous chemicals created by trans fat-free oil that has been heated over and over again in restaurant fryers.
Aldehydes, one of the aldehydes is a formal marker for cancer risk, and aldehydes are created, are just created in huge amounts when they fry food in polyunsaturated oils.
Restaurant owners are saying that this oil is creating a strange gooey substance that is impossible to clean off their walls. Turns out that gooey substance is actually a polymer.
He said the polymers, these degraded molecules were so unstable that when they would put the uniforms in the backs of trucks to go take them to the cleaners, the uniforms would spontaneously combust. And then when they took them, they'd clean them and they put them in the dryers. There were still so many of these toxic chemicals in them that they would explode in the dryers. So I mean, just imagine we're just all putting this in our bodies.
Once more studies on the effects of these most hit mainstream media, Crisco, Mazola, and all oil brands will probably have to adjust again. Whatever they do, we probably won't know about it until 3 decades from now. And by then, the damage will already have been done. To this day, US dietary guidelines still say that we should canola, corn, and soybean oil. That's right, even after all of this, the edible oil industry still faithful backing of the US government. That is how powerful they are. And you want to know what else the government shoves down our throats? Fluoride. You know fluoride, right? It's in your toothpaste, tap water, table salt, bottled water. The government doesn't let you escape it even too. Why? Because it's good for you, they say. It's good for your teeth, it prevents cavities.
Fluoride is so bad for you in so many levels. I say this in a lot of my streams where I'm talking about this. I recommend getting a filter for your tap. I personally don't have one, so I'm not going to act like it's the greatest thing in the world because I don't know, but I'm looking at getting one. It's like a little filter that goes over your tap that filters for fluoride because this stuff is really not good for you at all.
When in reality, fluoride started out as a harmful poison that was part of the aluminum manufacturing process. In reality, high doses of fluoride have been found to lower IQ in children, among many other very bad things. And yet for some reason, fluoride was able to go from manufacturing poison to something that's good for you that we need to shove into your water supply. For some reason, the United States, Canada, Australia, Ireland, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom generously provide fluoride in your tap water free of charge.
Wow.
Why? Click the card on the screen to watch our new documentary on fluoride right now.
Whoa, I did not even see this one on his channel. Okay, this documentary right now in this end card is for next stream, The Evil History of Fluoride. That is going to be on next stream. I'm going to end the stream right now. I'm super tired. Got no sleep last night. God bless you all for watching. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for the low energy. I do apologize. Yeah, first day of school today, so not super happy about that, but it is what it is. I recommend you guys all go and watch my video titled, If You Hate School, Watch This. Because, yeah, I went off. I cooked in that video. But, yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Again, if you want to help support me even further, super chats on YouTube, stars on Facebook, all of that goes a very long way to help me keep this show on the air. But, yeah, I appreciate it. God bless you guys. I'm going to keep on keeping on, you know. But I go smash a workout and then got baseball practice tonight. So, yeah, it's going to be good. I appreciate you, Mark. God bless you. God bless you, Crypta. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. And yes, this video, The Evil History of Fluoride. That's going to be the next video, so stay tuned. That's going to be an interesting one. You guys know I talk about fluoride a lot on this channel, so that's going to be interesting. But yeah, not happy to be back in school. I find, well, that's a whole nother side tangent. But yeah, they don't really nourish creativity. They don't respect people doing their own thing and entrepreneurs. I don't know. School really just is made to make you conform to society, I guess you could say. I don't know. I don't have the words to explain it right now. Again, if you want to hear my opinion on school and all of that, I'm sure I'll go on a rant on it when I'm not exhausted and when I actually have words. I'm sure I will go on another couple rants about school, but I talked about it in my interview with Ron Clark, Freedom Advocate on Facebook, and in my other YouTube video titled, If You Hate School, Watch This. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. I wish that they taught this type of stuff in school instead of the useless crap that they do teach you. Not all of it's useless crap, but a main majority of it is absolutely useless. Why don't they teach you about your own health? Like, they never once mentioned in school that there's fluoride in your water that messes with your brain and makes you stupid. No. Hey, I'm just a conspiracy theorist, I guess. And I guess you guys all are too. So, God bless you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next stream. Take care, everybody, and I will see you next time.